Okay, so you're a leader, right? You're making the big calls, the long-term decisions, but maybe finance isn't your background. You know that feeling, don't you? It's like you're steering this huge ship, but are you using a real map, or are you just kind of guessing based on the feel of the wind? So many leaders feel this way, and it all boils down to one really important question.
Let's just pause on that for a second. Do you really know? I'm not talking about the sales numbers you see every month. I mean the deep down, fundamental financial health of your company. Could you, right now, say with total confidence just how strong those foundations really are?
Because, look, here's the reality for so many great leaders out there, maybe for you too. Those huge strategic moves, the ones that literally shape the future of your company, a lot of the time, they're based on your experience, your gut feeling, and, let's be honest, a little bit of hope. But what if? What if you could swap out that hope for cold, hard certainty? Well, that's exactly where we make the shift, from all that uncertainty to real clarity. Because there are these tools, you see, that act just like a GPS for your business. They light up the path ahead, and we like to call them your financial guiding stars. I love this quote because it just nails it. It takes this idea of business ratios, which can sound kind of dry, and turns it into something, well, powerful. They're not just numbers on a spreadsheet. They're literally stars to navigate by. They show you where you're going and tell you if you're on the right track.
So, what is a financial ratio anyway? Let's be real. It sounds complicated, right? But it's not. It's not some crazy formula that only a CFO can figure out. Honestly, it's just a super simple tool. You take one number from your financial data, compare it to another, and boom, you get this incredible insight into your company's performance. It's that simple, but the results are huge.
And that right there, that's the whole point. This is why it matters. Think of these ratios as high beams on a dark road. They cut right through all the fog and the noise and just light up the path. They help you figure out the smartest moves to make, whether you're planning for next month or for the next 5 years. You stop guessing and you start seeing.
Okay, so you might be wondering, this sounds great, but how do I actually learn to read these stars? How do you make that jump from gut feel to total data-driven confidence? Well, it's a journey we take you on over 2 pretty transformative days. Let's take a look at how it all unfolds.
All right, so day 1 is all about building a rock-solid foundation. First, we'll get you speaking the language of finance, getting comfortable with things like balance sheets and P&L accounts. Then, once you've got that down, we move on to measuring what really drives your company's performance. And finally, and this is so important, we'll show you how to check your company's real financial strength. It's cash flow.
And then we get to day 2. This is where things get really exciting. With that strong foundation in place, we start looking at the big picture. We're talking about figuring out what your company is actually worth, and even better, how to make it worth more. We'll wrap up by showing you how to use all this knowledge to look at investments and make those huge decisions with a kind of confidence you've never had before.
So when these 2 days are done, what's the big takeaway?
Look, it's about more than just learning some new skills. It's a fundamental shift in how you lead. You'll walk away ready to guide your team not based on what you think is right, but on what you know is right, all thanks to that financial clarity. So what does that actually look like? What are you going to be able to do? Well, these aren't just theories. We're talking about real, practical capabilities. You'll be able to calculate the key financial ratios all on your own. You'll know exactly how to interpret them with confidence. And you'll be able to see exactly how your organization stacks up against the competition using real data. So, you might be asking, is this program right for me? Well, let me put it this way. If you're a middle manager who wants to climb the ladder, if you're a senior leader who needs to have a firm grip on the numbers, basically, if you're any kind of leader without a deep finance background, then yes, this was designed specifically for you. This is the toolkit you've been missing. So, it all comes back to that initial idea, to a choice you have to make. Think about the next big decision that's coming up for you, that new strategy, that major investment. And I just want to leave you with this one thought. Is that decision going to be based on hope? A leap of faith into the dark? Or is it going to be a confident, strategic step forward, guided by pure clarity? You get to decide.